Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm really glad you're here. If you're new here, my name is Becca. This channel is all about my love for knitting, spinning, weaving, crocheting, sewing, all the fiber things. I invite you to grab whatever project you have on the go and join me. Let's make some stuff. Winter is almost upon us. I think that is the perfect time to start thinking about a big project that will take me through the winter. I'm really excited to show you what I'm planning to make, but first I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I am wearing. This is a sweater that I made a few years back, and I wanted to just tell you a little bit about my process. Have you ever had a garment that you loved so much that you just wanted to make one for yourself? Just make another one exactly like it. Well, I really love Mexican Baja jackets. These are woven, hooded pullovers that have a cute little front pocket usually, and they're just so comfy and basic and cozy. I've had this one for so many years, and it's the perfect thing to just throw on over a t-shirt to just give that little extra bit of warmth. Being woven, it doesn't have much stretch to it, so they're very simple shapes, mostly rectangles. The hood is not, doesn't have a drawstring or anything. They're very, very simple. It does have a tie at the neck placket. But yeah, I love this jacket, and I thought I really want to try making one of these for myself, except instead of using woven fabric, I wanted to try it with knitting. And not just any knitting, but stranded all over colorwork knitting. And so the first thing I did was to lay out my existing garment on the floor and take some measurements. As I said, this is pretty basic shapes. The front and the back are exactly the same. Straight sides, there's no fitting to this in terms of waist shaping or anything like that. So I wrote out a diagram of the existing garment, and then I had to find some yarn. I found this yarn for a really good deal at a discount shop in my city. The yarn is now discontinued, but this is Brown Sheep Company Lamb's Pride Superwash. So it's superwash wool, 100% wool, and they had it in a few different colors. So I got 4 different colors that I thought coordinated nicely for a stranded colorwork pattern. The first is this one called Pebble. This is a cream and sort of gray plied together. Then we have Cranberry, which is reds and oranges plied together. There is Wild Honey, which is all the same color throughout the plies, but it's sort of this golden yellow color. And finally, I have this one, which is called Root Beer, which is dark brown and black plied together. So this is a really interesting yarn with these different shades plied together. It gives it some interesting texture and depth in the color when you're knitting it up. And I thought these colors just really went nicely together and made a nice sort of fiery, warm combination. I think I probably bought all the yarn that they had, which ended up not being enough, and so because this yarn is discontinued, I had to go searching and scouring on the internet for other people who might have yarn in the same shade, and thankfully was able to find some. In fact, I found so much that I have tons and tons of yarn left over, so I could make another one if I wished. But that's the yarn that I used. It's 100% superwash wool. And the motif pattern is a Norwegian star stranded colorwork pattern. It's from Alice Starmore's Fair Isle book. And the pattern for the motif, very simply, is just called the Large Norwegian Star. So I had all of my elements. I had my working diagram of the shapes of the pieces that I needed to make. I had the yarn, I had the motif that I wanted to use, and now I just had to figure out what the size was going to be, how many motifs I needed to fit on these various pieces. And so I went to knit a gauge swatch, figured out the size of needle that I wanted to use, the size of my motifs, and then spaced them out, because these are very large motifs. They are about 6 inches, 5.5 inches each, between the repeats, and so they're very bold in the overall pattern, and so I wanted to make sure they were spaced out nicely so that they would be symmetrical and fit evenly on the pattern. So that took a little work to figure that out, where I needed to start, how many I needed to do. But overall, I think it turned out really nicely. I'm going to put some of this yarn down so I can show you some more details. So the sweater itself is knit in the round on circular needles from the waist up. It has 2-color corrugated ribbing around the bottom with a border of the dark brown surrounding either side there. It is knit then from the bottom up in this stranded ferrule technique from the waist hem all the way up to the neck. So no openings for the shoulders and the arms, just all the way up into a tube. The sleeves then are knit separately, also in the round, from the cuff. I didn't do the corrugated ribbing at the cuff. I just did a moss stitch, seed stitch. I did a seed stitch border around the cuffs in the dark brown. But then in the round from the cuff all the way to the shoulder. I then cut steeks for the armholes and for the neck, and kept some live stitches around the neck so that I could use those to pick up and knit the hood, also in the round, with a steek. So it has a steek finished with a band on the inside. And then I picked up stitches for the cuff, or for the pocket, picked up stitches, knit that in the round, and also steeked there and sewed that down so that I have a pocket. I finished it off then with this horn toggle and some leather straps that I repurposed from an old coat that I had that had seen better days. And I think it turned out really nicely. The hood is quite large on this this finished garment. So it's not, I don't have a drawstring in it to pull it tight, but it does keep the wind off a little bit if I face the correct direction. But it very much feels like the Baja pullover that I loved so much. And because of the warm colors and the coziness of this, I've decided to call this pattern the Fireside Pullover. This is a pattern of my own design, but I don't have it available yet for you on my Ravelry or my Etsy because I've only worked out the pattern in this one size that I made. And I feel that to share a pattern, I would want to make it in multiple sizes. So when I get that finished, I will definitely let you know. From the cozy Fireside Pullover, let's turn now to the new winter project that I'm about to start. This is a project that I am so excited to start with. This is a kit that I purchased from a designer that I follow on Instagram named Sidsel Høivik from Norway. She's a Norwegian knitting designer, and most of her designs are stranded color work, but they are not just stranded color work. They also include beads and baubles and spangles and sequins and all sorts of other fantastic details, and these patterns are just so incredible. And so I went on their website and found this amazing pattern and a kit, which they also sell, that comes with all the yarn you need, the written pattern, which you can specify whether you want that in Norwegian or in English, and then also all of the little bits and bobs that you need to finish the pattern. So it has buttons and it has sequins and it has beads that are needed for this amazing pattern. and I cannot wait to get casting on with this project. But I suppose I should tell you what the project is. This is a pattern called the Orange Albertine Jacket, and it is a gorgeous fitted cardigan, buttoned up the front, with these amazing bands of darker color around the button band, around the hem, around the cuffs, and a lovely feature in the center back that just makes this so beautiful. It is a long pattern, which I'm hoping means it's very detailed and I'll be able to follow it pretty easily. It has many charts. This pattern comes in sizes small to 3 extra large, and that is bust from 86 to 124 centimeters, or 33.75 to 48.75 inches. I went ahead and bought the 3XL kit so that I would be sure to have enough of the yarn. This is a Norwegian 100% wool yarn called Ask, or Usk, probably Usk. And it comes in, for this pattern, several colors: unbleached white, orange, terracotta, dark terracotta, pale pink, and melange dark terracotta. It also comes with these orange tinted mother of pearl buttons, sequins that get placed at various places within the pattern, and some small glass beads which similarly get placed specifically in various locations within the pattern. So this is going to be my winter project. Hopefully it doesn't take me quite as long as the one ring scarf once I get it going, but it could, and that's fine if it does. So wish me luck, friends. This is my winter project, the Orange Albertine Jacket. So let's go ball up some of this yarn and cast on a gauge swatch. That's it for this video. What will you be working on this winter? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for spending some of your creative time with me. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!